Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this video. All right, so this video is going to be about issues that you might have with your car or vehicle, and those issues in particular would be issues that is very odd. Like, you can't particularly diagnose it so easily. Those issues include stalling issues, stalling and sputtering, gauges going back and forth, tons of different codes for your check engine light that don't have anything to do with each other. You would get like 8 different codes, but stalling and sputtering, and sometimes it'll work after it stalls and sputters, etc., etc. All right, there are so many different things that could cause something like that, and a lot of people would think that it's the car's ECU, the car's PCM, that's causing the issue, and they would directly think that it might be the PCM that's malfunctioning and it might need to be replaced because of all the different symptoms that are not related to each other. And I guess if you guys were to troubleshoot something like this, it would be issues starting, crank, no start, intermittent issues where it would crank up and it will work fine, and sometimes it would crank and then it wouldn't start, and then that happens repeatedly, and then so there's no, you can't get a certain issue that's there all the time. It just happens sometimes, it doesn't happen sometimes. You have one issue with the gauges going back and forth that has nothing to do with it stalling. A whole bunch of check engine lights, and those check engine lights, those codes have nothing to do with each other. All right, so here's the thing about it. If you guys run into this issue and you guys think, well, maybe it's the fuel pump, maybe it's the fuel relay, maybe it's bad fuel injectors, maybe it's this, that, you guys might want to check your ground wires. A lot of these situations that occur with symptoms such as this, they're very much related to the grounding system. The main ground to your vehicle is the negative cable that connects to your battery, and that negative cable connects to the frame of your vehicle, which grounds the vehicle. All right, the ground, the negative cable is as important as the positive cable. So if you guys get a situation like this and there are so many different components, particularly when changing out the ECU, the PCM, a lot of times the ECU PCM is expensive. A lot of times you might have to reprogram it, register it, etc., etc. And instead of going in that direction where you would replace it and take that major step of spending money to get somebody to troubleshoot, to change out parts, to replace things, you guys might want to but to clean your grounds. Make sure that your grounds are connected. make sure that there's no corrosion, it's free of rust, that the line is not partially broken or broken. Okay, you want to make sure that the terminals to the battery, the positive and the negative, are clean and free of corrosion, and it's tight, and that the wires are connected to the terminals, free of any obstruction. Now, as far as the ground is concerned, all right, there are in most vehicles at least 3 or 4 different grounds. The main ground is the ground wire, the negative to the frame, and then there may be a bunch of other ground wires that's connected to the PCM, and some other ground wires that might be connected to the TCM, and the other parts, the tipping. It's particularly the ground to the PCM. That ground, if that ground is bad for whatever reason, if corrosion is the issue, if the surface area of the ground is mostly covered by paint, you guys might want to just scrape the paint off the ground where it's grounded to on the frame, so that more metal to metal contact can exist. You might want to sand the paint off. A lot of different vehicles have TCM issues, ECU issues, ECM issues as a result of this not enough surface contact between the ground cable and the frame of the vehicle. So in those cases, you want to go and you want to make sure that it's rust free, it's corrosion free, it's bolted tightly onto the frame. And if there's paint around where the terminal connects to the frame, you want to just sand that out, or maybe just scrape the paint off so that there's more metal to metal contact. And this will save you guys so much aggravation if you guys have the symptoms that I described earlier, as far as anything varying from intermittent starts. Like, it starts sometimes it doesn't start, sometimes you have the issues, sometimes you don't have the issues. It's not a constant thing where it's always happening. So it stutters sometimes, it sputters sometimes, you start it sputters sometimes, and then afterwards you start again, it runs great, and then it doesn't happen until maybe a couple of days later, and it starts over again, and then you have weird things happening. Your windshield's going up and down, and you're not setting it for that to happen. Your gauge is going back and forth, they're sweeping back and forth. So if you have, and also if you guys have a check engine light and you have like 8, 9, 10 different codes, and all those codes are for something different, and not connected, and not seemingly connected as far as systems are concerned, definitely clean the grounds. All right, figure out what the grounds are. The main ground, what you guys want to do is, you guys want to look at the wires that are connected to the frame. All right, just look around the under the hood, and figure out where the cables are that are connected to the frame. Sometimes the cables are connected to the engine block. Okay, you guys might want to just unbolt it, clean it, use a metal brush, clean the area, clean the connector. And if there's paint around if there's more paint than actual metal around where the connector connects to the frame of the car, you guys might want to just scrape that paint off and then reconnect all those things, and make sure that the terminals on your battery is they're clean and they're tight. And a lot of times, particularly with these symptoms, that's what's causing the issue, and it's not just it's not the tipping, it's not the ECU, ECM, it's not anything particular to particular components or parts of the vehicle. It's just that because of really bad grounding, it causes a lot of electrical issues. It's not getting enough voltage. It's not reading that it's getting enough voltage, so it causes issues with a bunch of different sensors, and that causes problems with either intermittent. That's the thing that's intermittent and random. All right, and it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does happen, you get some weird stuff happening, like car sputters. You guys get a crank no start, gauges sweeps, your windshield wipers going back and forth for no reason whatsoever. So if you guys have these symptoms, definitely look into doing that. It'll be the cheapest troubleshooting as far as getting this repaired is concerned. Cheapest troubleshooting, easiest thing as far as just troubleshooting is concerned. All right, if you guys have any of your own personal experiences with this, definitely leave a comment in the comment section. Please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up, all that good stuff. All right, guys, take care.